Okay guys, so we're officially past the full launch of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and although it has been rocky, we still have room for improvements, and hopefully with the roadmap and post-launch content that is due to come within the next month at least, and for the rest of the year, fingers crossed they make a bit of a turnaround with this. We're also going to be talking about a awesome punishment, which is actually a genius nod to the comics origins, and on top of that we're going to be talking about live service today, because apparently that seems to be one of the biggest issues, as well as a sneaky Easter egg you may not have known about. Now with that being said, if you haven't already, smash the beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on, it'd be greatly appreciated. On top of that, check out our sponsor Advanced GG, the #1 clinically proven energy supplement on the market. My favourite flavour is cherry vanilla, but you guys can catch an array of flavours via the link in the description. Utilising code CLOUD at checkout will get you a cheeky discount, and with that being said, let's dive on in to some Suicide Squad news. So what is it that the game has to offer going forward? As you all know, we've had some repercussions to the launch of Suicide Squad, and they are saying that it is not enough. I'm hoping that the future of this is not doomed, to say the least, as we already have 4 seasons planned out to go ahead. Hopefully they manage to successfully get through all of those, but what is it we can experience throughout these? We can experience 4 new seasons that have new playable characters, new battle passes, new bosses and enemies, and new environments. This could lead to some issues going forward, knowing that the problem is that the bosses and enemies were probably the biggest problem inside of this game, and people have been a little bit open to state that it's been so bad because of it. But new bosses and enemies will have players go against brand new people. Who this could be inside of the Justice League, we are yet to see. I'm hoping that it is not going to be as I suspect it's going to be. So far, so bad on a basis of the one Brainiac fight that we've had so far, knowing full well there are 13 versions of him. The first Brainiac fight that we have had has been a reskin of the Flash in purple. So I'm really hoping that this does not mean that we are going to have reskins of the boss fights, although the reason I'm saying that is because that is exactly what we are getting. When we say new boss fights and new infamy sets, we can see on the seasonal content page for the roadmap that we have underneath the new bosses brackets the Green Lantern in purple and Superman in purple. That just says to me these fights that you have already done are likely to be reskinned and put up for new content. This irritates me greatly, mainly because I just didn't want to give people another reason to complain about this game, but the likelihood is that it's exactly what we're going to get, because the likelihood of that being reskinned is extremely freaking high, to say the least. New playable characters though, obviously the Joker's been announced for the first one, and then we have got 3 new playable characters coming alongside of that, alongside basically nothing, because as long as we've got 3 new playable characters, it's a shame that we don't have 3 new playable bosses to fight up against. That does pain me greatly. New battle passes, obviously we've not yet got into the first season, so we don't know what the battle pass is going to look like and what they entail, so we'll have to wait on that one. But overall, the future seasons for this are looking a little bit bleak. New playable environments will be cool, and I'll enjoy that, but the bosses, for me, the boss fights were probably the big key credential part that I really wanted to do well, and it just isn't looking like it's going to happen, so we'll have to move on and see what it goes to. But the Suicide Squad as a positive has the return to mission area punishment, and this one's actually a genius nod to the squad's comic book origins. Now, for those of you guys who have played this and know full well that the Suicide Squad is actually having bombs put into their heads. They've had them implanted, and they are dangerous, sometimes mass murdering criminals after all. And so Amanda Waller likes to have a little insurance policy in case they get any wise ideas about escaping and bidding so long to their squad mates. Well, this is exactly why the Suicide Squad has the punishing for leaving the area mission statement on the game. It's actually a really, really clever concept. For most games, it makes absolutely no sense, although for this game, it actually holds quite a lot of sense. They have a mission to do, and to make sure they don't run away from it and try and escape, Waller actually has bombs implanted in their heads. So a very, very cool little gimmick right there. And then on top of that, we've also got an Easter egg that only 10 people actually knew about. Well, at least for the first 3 days until somebody eventually found it out. As Rocksteady's senior producer actually posted up that there's an Easter egg in the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League that only like 10 people knew about, and he can't wait for the first person to find it. Well, if you were searching in the game for this, then you were never gonna actually find it, because it's actually in the end credits, where somebody had now said that it's the song inside of the end credits where the voice actors are actually singing a little song for you. That's the Easter egg. Yeah. I'm really struggling to defend this game. I'm really struggling to defend this game. I enjoy it so much, and I've had so much fun with it. But dudes, you are just making things harder for yourselves. Now, one argument which does not seem to be holding, though, is the factor of it being a live service game. They are stating that live service games are just absolute slosh and have no weight held in them whatsoever. Well, just recently on gamesindustry.biz, there was an article put up where 95% of studios are working on or aim to release a live service game. Now, the survey actually had 537 game studios in it, and live ops development teams want faster content releases. Now, what this essentially means is that there are a lot of game companies that are going to be bringing out live service content coming out going forward, but among the surveyors, 66% agreed that live service are necessary for long-term title success, and this is very, very true indeed. I think that the thing is that we can have these individual games with these story missions, get through them, and then they're done, and then the longevity of them is just no more. The money that they rake in are just a one-time payment and maybe a couple of DLCs here and there, but as far as a live service actually operates, it means that a game development company or the producers or the publishing companies can actually survive longer on a live service development. So most companies now, and to be accurate, 95% of them are working on live service games at the moment, with a hope of them being able to carry the development teams and the publishing teams through to a success rate. With the amount of layoffs that we've got going on right now, these live service games coming out and hopefully holding some level of weight are what's going to carry a lot of these development companies forward to be able to sustain not being laid off. They have shorter bursts of content more frequently, more often, although they may be smaller and they're not entire games. Over the due course of each year, you will find that a live service game will release the equivalent to a full game in DLCs and expansions and updates and all of that sort of stuff, and it seems to work in a really good factor. And for me, the live service model works really well as long as you know what you're doing with it and you can actually do it properly, I guess. I think it's one of those. The live service model has been viewed as a negative for some time now because of the way that some games have actively pushed it out, such as Anthem and just of recent Suicide Squad. People are not too positive on this function. So I want to know what your guys' opinions are of the live service model down in the comment section below. We can get a conversation going with that one, because I think it's extremely important to understand how the gaming industry is evolving and how it's building and how it's actually moving forward. A lot of these big games that you see actually working and seem to have a longevity life cycle, aka Destiny, aka Fortnite. We look at Palworld as a live service model, and these games are all surviving the long term. There are a lot of games out there that have short bursts every few years, but I don't classify that as working long term. Franchises, very big franchises, Assassin's Creed, God of War, they will survive, they will do well, and every game launch will release on time. But this is years and years of hard work with very little coming in off the back end of it. And once they've made those initial sales, well, that's what you've made. It's pretty much not much higher than that. Let me know what you guys are thinking via the comment section below, but that is all we've got time for today. If you haven't already, smash the beautiful blue thumbs up, and for the absolutely shocking Easter egg that was inside of this video, if you haven't yet, head down to the comment section and just leave us a little egg emoji, just because if you've got far into the video and you've got to this point, well, you evidently are a glutton for punishment for listening to all of this crap. Thanks again for watching, guys. Appreciate your faces. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the clouds.